Well, welcome, folks, to another Diecast review. We're taking a look at Jeff Gordon's 1999 Pepsi Busch Series car that he drove in select events. This one in one event, I do believe. It is the Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace theme. There's a couple interesting little details about this car that I want to take you guys through. But so happy you're watching this, you clicked on this. Make sure, if you haven't already, you drop a like and subscribe. It does so much to help support us here over on JTN2. With all that being said, though, just a quick couple notes about this car. I got this as a gift, actually, for my birthday earlier this month, so that was pretty neat indeed. This is the more basic version of the action cars from the 90s. You can see, right, you can see blacked out windows. There's no detailing inside the car, which is not... I know a lot of people nowadays, when we talk about Lionel and what they're doing with the hobby and what they're doing with the product, they're kind of making these reductions but keeping the prices where they are. That's not what these cars were at the time. So you got to look at it through that scope, through that lens. So when I'm talking about this car being a good value, being a good deal, because at the time compared to some of the other models, it was. Good disclaimer there at the start. These cars also have these generic boxes from Action. There you see it, and then came with a sleeve. If you watch the Elio Castroneves Indy 500 review from his diecast from last year, you saw that there's Jeff Gordon's face, Wonder Boy looking at us all weird as we do this. It's odd, too, there's no Busch Series decaling on the diecast, right? There's no Busch Series decal that would be right there, as, of course, the camera gets out of focus. There we go. But on Jeff Gordon's fire suit, put it in focus, you can see the Busch Series decal there. Interesting little note. Let's go ahead and go through this paint scheme real quick. We got some gradients with the lighter colors at the bottom of the car, get up to the darker speckling to make it look like stars, which looks really cool. Your Pepsi logos there, your Fritos, Winner's Circle, DuPont, Mac Tools. Number slanted towards the back. It's like that on the driver and the passenger side, which is always good to see. And everyone's favorite Star Wars character, Jar Jar Binks, on the driver's side. On the back, you got Star Wars Episode 1, and we'll talk about this logo more when we get to the front of the car on the hood. Zoom in for you, make it a little bit easier. But Star Wars Episode 1, your Pepsi logo on the left-hand side, Fritos logo there on the right, Chevrolet, and then on the deck lid, too, you got Pepsi and Fritos, so good branding there from Frito-Lay. On the right-hand side, you got everyone's favorite Sith Lord, Darth Maul, or not Sith Lord, I don't know where you are in the canon. I don't know where you stand, but, you know, here we sit. Pepsi, Winner's Circle, all the same logos. That 24 slanted towards the back. This, of course, not a Hendrick Motorsports 24. It's a different font. It's a really cool font. Like this font a lot because it's unique, especially with that 2 being a really thick boy there in the center. On the roof, you have that 24 too with a shade, with the shadow behind it, which looks kind of cool. And you also have a little bit more of that gradient fade there on the roof, too, from the windshield back. Front, your standard Monte Carlo detailing. This mold is actually one that they used for a pretty decent amount of time back in the day, so that's always cool. It's a really good mold. These molds that the diecast, they've gotten really good at modeling is the big thing. On the hood, you got Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon on the hood with your Star Wars Episode 1. Why I said this logo is interesting, of course, it doesn't say the Phantom Menace. Don't know if that was because this car was designed, produced before the actual title of the movie came out, or the tagline for the movie, whatever you want to call it, whatever you're supposed to call it is, but nonetheless, a really cool car. When we talk about these die-cast cars, this, of course, you know, always the big thing in the room. Oh no, there's not a lot of detailing on the bottom. Oh no, the front wheels don't turn. All those things. These cars, more produced for kids than adult collectors, even though it says it's an adult collectible on the box that I have it with. It is a really cool car nonetheless because of all these different little things. You know, a big thing if you're a father and son combo, we're coming off Father's Day, but maybe your kid wants to have the same diecast as you. You're not going to buy 2 of these in the elite form, let's say. And to put it in more nowadays terms, having this version is always really nice. I know a couple of years ago when Lionel and their Lionel Authentics line did the 124s, there was a lot of backlash just because the quality of those was not anywhere close to the normal ones, and yet they were $20. I'm okay, you know, Winner's Circle back in the day, of course, had the 124s in store too that, like these, the front wheels didn't turn, but they did have the detailing on the interior, which was good, and all the contingencies. That was the big thing with the Lionel cars, is they didn't have contingencies, the smaller associate sponsors. They just had the main sponsors and, you know, your branding and your all that, but you didn't have those smaller sponsors, which I think are really good details for an adult, but maybe not so much to a kid, which is what those the idea for those would definitely be. But nonetheless, a really cool Jeff Gordon Pepsi Busch Series car showcasing episode 1. Do you like those movie cars? Do you like those crossover cars? Let me know down in the comments section below. Do you have a version of this car? Let me know. What do you think? Want to do some more of these retro reviews because I have a lot of cool cars that I like sharing, and this was definitely one of them. I actually have one lined up behind here that I think is a little bit cooler, mainly because I'm not a big Jeff Gordon guy, but big fan of somebody else. If you know who I'm talking about. With all that being said, though, folks, I've been Joe here for JTN2. Please, oh please, hit that like button and subscribe. It does so much to help support us over here on JTN2, and we'll see you guys in the next video. So long for now.